And then slowly bring this left leg back. Come to warrior two. Tuck your tailbone, lunge into this front leg, arms straight and strong, gaze at your middle finger. Inhale, reach. We're gonna reverse our warrior. So this right arm is gonna come over to the left. Don't lose that lunge in your front leg. Feel this nice side body stretch on the right side. And exhale, windmill your hands down and take your flow. You can modify your flow as much as you like or advance it. Just listen to your own body today. Let's go ahead and do that on the other side. So inhale, lift your left leg high, square your hips, flex this back foot. And exhale, come to warrior one. Left leg sweeps forward, right heel drops. Sweep your arms overhead. Come into a little bit more of a lunge here. Right hip comes forward, left hip back. And then let's come into warrior one. So you're gonna bend this front leg, shoot off of this back leg, bring your arms wide beside you. Trying to balance here. And let's come into half moon. So left hand's coming to the mat, fingertips stay on the mat. Right arm reaches to the sky. Try to open up that hip a little bit more, lift the chest. Flex that back foot for balance. Again, you can bring your arm to the sky, you can leave your hand on your hip. Whatever feels good today. Oh shoot, I forgot to twist. Warrior one, twist. And warrior three and half moon. Then let's go ahead and drop that back foot. Come into warrior two, arms straight and strong. Tuck the tailbone. Go ahead and look at your big toe, make sure you can see it. Bring this leg out. Inhale, reverse warrior, reach, and up over to the right. Don't lose that lunge. And exhale, go ahead and windmill down and take your flow. Wall meet in downward facing dog. Exhale, bend your knees, look to the top of the mat. Jump or step into Utkatasana. So go ahead and bend your knees. Arms overhead, palms touch. Go ahead and bring your hands to heart center. Sit down a little bit more. Then we're going to take a twist. So left elbow comes to your right knee for a twist. Try to make sure your knees are side by side, not one is popping out. The more you sit, the better of a twist you'll get. Go ahead and bring your bottom down a little bit more. Gaze to the right. Inhale, come back to center. Go ahead and take that on the other side. Sit down a little bit more. Twist to the left. Right elbow to left knee. Sit down as much as you can. Gaze over to the left. And then come back to center. Come back to Utkatasana. Bring the arms overhead. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, go ahead and take your flow. Come halfway down to Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, we'll meet in downward facing dog. We're gonna flow here again, so go ahead and find your breath. Inhale, lift the right leg high, three-legged dog. You can bend or stack the knees this time. Go ahead and roll out that right hip, roll out the ankle. You can bend or straighten the leg. Inhale, come back to center, three-legged dog. And exhale, let's come into warrior one. So sweep the right leg up, left heel drops. Sweep the arms overhead. I'm gonna go ahead and bring your hands to heart center and twist. So left elbow to right knee. Twist a little bit here, gaze to the back to the right side. Again, you can lift your back heel up if you'd like. Let's come back to center. Let's come into that warrior one or warrior three. So go ahead and bend your front leg, rock it off of the back leg, bring your your arms out by your side. Go ahead and begin to shift your weight forward. Go ahead and flex that back foot. Let's come back into half moon on this side. So right leg, right hand comes to the mat, fingertips on the mat. Again, flex this back foot. You can either keep your hand on your hip or bring it to the sky. Just take your time here. And go ahead and drop that right leg, your left leg back. Come into warrior two, arms straight and strong. And inhale, reach forward, come into reverse warrior. Sweep your arms up and over to the left, not losing that low lunge in the front leg. And exhale, windmill your hands down and take your flow. Let's do that on the other side. So inhale, lift your left leg high. You could bend your knees, stack your hips, roll out your ankle, roll out your hip. You can bend or straighten the leg here. Just opening up that hip a little bit more. Then go ahead and come back to three-legged dog. Then inhale, warrior one. Left leg sweeps forward, right heel drops. Come into warrior one, sweep your arms overhead. Palms touch, gaze up. And then go ahead and put hands to heart center and twist. So right elbow to left knee, gaze over the left shoulder. Again, you can come off this back heel. That helps. Let's go ahead and come back to center. And let's come into warrior three. So bend this front leg. And then come off of the back leg. Flex this back foot, bring your arms wide out in front and beside you. Begin to lift this right leg up a little bit more. And let's come into half moon. See your left hand comes to the mat, fingertips on the floor. Again, just trying to open up this hip, so flex your back foot. You can either bring your right hand to your hip, bring it up to the sky, whatever feels good today. Stay here for a couple of breaths. And let's go ahead and come back to warrior two. Arms straight and strong. Lunge into this front leg a little bit more. Gaze at your middle finger. And then inhale, reverse warrior. So reach as far as you can in front of you. Bring this left arm up and back to the right side. Right hand is coming to the left hip. Lunge into this front leg a little bit more. And exhale, go ahead and windmill your hands down and take your flow. We'll all meet in downward facing dog. And then go ahead and shift your weight forward. Let's come into high plank. So feet are hip width apart. Come down to the knees to modify. Press your palms into the mat. Hold this for a couple of breaths. And then let's come into side plank. So right hand stays down. Left arm reaches to the sky. Again, you can modify by coming to the knees, to the right knee, gaze either to your mat, or for a challenge, gaze up at your lifted hand. You can come into tree pose, you can lift this left leg up. And then let's go ahead and come back to center and do that on the other side. So left hand stays on the mat, right arm reaches to the sky. Just try to get your hips up away from the mat. If you feel a little bit of shaking, that's normal. Again, you can come into tree on this side. Try to lift that right leg up for a little bit more of a challenge. Inhale, one more breath here. And exhale, come back to center. And come back to your downward facing dog. Go ahead and find a quick child's pose here. Get a glass of water if you like. We're just going to do one more flow here before we cool it down. Go ahead and come back to downward facing dog whenever you're ready. We'll just do one more flow here. So go ahead and lift your right leg. Inhale, lift your right leg. Three-legged dog. You can bend or stack the knees here. Bend your knees, stack the hips. You can flip your dog if you're ready by bringing your left palm to the mat and flipping over. Maybe trying to find wheel here. Go ahead and come back to your three-legged dog. Let's come knee to nose. So inhale, lengthen. Exhale, knee to nose, round your spine. Inhale, back to three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale one more time, lengthen, three-legged dog. And exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, back to three-legged dog. And exhale, come back to warrior one. So right arm or right leg sweeps forward. Right leg sweeps forward, left heel drops. Sweep your arms overhead, gaze up. And then let's come into that warrior three again. So go ahead and bend this right leg and come up this back leg, flex your foot. Airplane arms out. And then next we're going to come into a chair pose. Here, this is called half chair pose. So go ahead and bring your left leg up in front of you and get your left heel onto your right thigh. Find some balance here. You bend your knees a little bit more down. Now let's go ahead and come back to warrior three. Bringing your left leg back. And then carefully drop that left leg back down for warrior two. Tuck the tailbone here, gaze at the front middle fingers, arms straight and strong. Then go ahead and straighten this right leg, pigeon toe your feet, arms out wide. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale with the flat back, come down to a wide leg forward fold. Hands to the mat. Try to bring your hands a little bit closer to, try to make them aligned with your toes. Go ahead and shift your weight forward, trying to get your hips in front of your ankles. One day, bringing your head to the mat. If you're far away from the mat, try to widen your stance a little bit here. go ahead and inhale, halfway lift. And then we're just gonna come and frame this right foot, drop your back knee, bring your right foot to the outside of your mat. We're just gonna come into lizard. So go ahead and bend this right knee down. And stay on your palms. You can come to your forearms. Just trying to get a nice hip stretch on this left hip flexor. Go ahead and go back. We're going to come into side plank on this side. So keep your left hand to the mat. Bring your right leg back. Your right and left leg back to side plank. Open your chest. Again, modify by coming to your left knee. Lift this left leg up for a challenge. Right leg up for a challenge. Then let's come back to plank. And then take your flow here. So come halfway down for chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. Let's go ahead and do that on the other side. So from downward dog, inhale, lift your left leg high, bend your knees, stack your hips. Again, if you want to flip your dog on this side, go for it. Listen to your body. Then if you flip your dog, come back to three-legged dog. We're going to take those 3 knee to nose touches. So go ahead and inhale, lengthen. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, lengthen, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, lengthen one more time, three-legged dog. And exhale, let's come into warrior 1. So left leg sweeps forward, right heel drops. Sweep your arms overhead, palms touch. Let's go ahead and come back to warrior 3. So bring your hands to heart center this time. And get off of that right leg. Bring your arms out airplane if you'd like. Flex that back foot. Just trying to bring this right leg up. Make sure your hips stay squared though. And then slowly let's come into half chair on this side. So bring your right leg up in front of you and bend this right leg. Bring your right heel to your left thigh. Hands to heart center still. Could bend your left leg a little bit more. So let's go ahead and come back to warrior 3. So bringing that right leg back. And slowly bring that right leg down. Come into warrior 2. We go ahead and straighten that front leg. Pigeon toe your feet. Inhale, lengthen the spine. And with a flat back, come down to forward fold. Again, you can bring your hands just to the mat. If you want to take a headstand here, go for it. You can also do a shoulder rinse, clasping your hands behind your back. Getting a little bit of release in the shoulders. Or you can stay right here. Just challenge you to bring your hips forward. Try to get your head to touch the mat one day. And go ahead and lift your chest, halfway lift. We're just gonna come and straighten this front foot. Bring your right leg to the mat, untuck your toe. Come into lizard on this side, so bring your left foot to the edge of the mat. Go ahead and bend this left leg. You can stay on your palms, come down to your forearms. Just feeling a nice stretch on this right hip flexor today. All right, and then we're gonna come into side plank on this side. So right hand stays on the mat. We're gonna